Hello and welcome back, everybody, to Bay City Chronicles Presents Next Gen. As you can see, I'm back in the saddle, which means you have to deal with my voice for most of the episode. So for the two of you who have stayed, thank you for staying. For the rest of you, I apologize in advance.
Well, they wouldn't get said apology, though.
And I'm sure someone will pass the message along. Okay. But anyway, as you can see, we have got 3 of our Intrepid 5 crew here tonight, which means either the other 2 are really smart, or these 3 just don't know when to quit.
Those are not mutually exclusive, sir.
They are not mutually exclusive. You are correct on that.
Quitting was an option?
I don't think so. I wasn't told, at least.
I mean,
made like 2 years.
There's always an option. But with that, as you can see, we do have people. So
yeah, but the option doesn't work for 2-point conversion.
No, it does not. I'm not saying that somebody sounds salty about that, but
yes, I'm throwing shade at my own team.
Hey, my team. I don't care who they were playing. My team had a shutout today. Yes, I know we were playing the Jets. But anyway, as I said, I am your host and GM, TGE. With me tonight, we've got... who wants to go first? Who wants to go first?
Wait, go as and leave? I'll go first.
All right, bye. In that case, we have all that, Crimson Avix. Are you afraid of the dark, OPT lawyer? Jamie, do you know which one you're getting?
I can guess.
Which one do you think you're getting?
Salute your shorts.
You are correct. That's Chameleon Eyes, everybody.
Yes. Hey, dude. TGE.
Hey. Yep.
Although I'm very disappointed with OPT. Come on, Pete and OPT.
Oh,
that's a good point.
That is a very good
so
point.
Good.
I am very mad at myself now. Well, that's it. That's the show, everybody. Join us back in 10 minutes when I turn the seat over to Krim. So anyway, last time, a moment of truth happened. So basically the story is last time, Charlie and Gigi ended up finding a way into Alex's subconscious to try and save him from Oubliette. There, they ended up being joined by Drake, who was listening in thanks to a couple of weird magical devices that he had had the goose slip into Gigi's poof, courtesy of the Chibicabra. While in there, they managed to go through some of Alex's memories, the ones that were strong enough to not have been overtaken by Oubliette, where eventually they encountered Oubliette in one of Alex's more powerful memories, and before anything could really go super crazy, we had a moment of truth triggered, so that happened. After you guys got Alex back, you ended up back in his bedroom where everything sort of happened, and the scene and the issue ended with Alex noticing that in his hand he was clutching a piece of sheet music entitled An Eternity for Organ in C minor. So with that, this is going to be Bay City Chronicles Presents Next Gen, issue number 24, Elephant's Memory. We open on the front cover, or the front cover of the comic, and it's an interesting picture because it's all of the people in the picture are in shadows. You can't make out any defining features of any of them. Even the prominently displayed person. And the prominently displayed person, in the picture, you see the uprights of a football field. And there is one person in shadow who is tied to the uprights. And there is a crowd of people swarming, and you can see cloaked, shadowed hands pointing, and all sorts of ha-ha-has above their head.
Damn it, Flo.
You can clearly make out Flo somewhere in the picture. Is he sitting on top of one of the goalposts?
That'd be very uncomfortable.
It's Flo.
Yeah.
He'd be standing on the goalpost. But no, he's on top of the scoreboard in a cheerleader outfit.
Oh gosh, pom-poms?
Of course.
Excellent. So yeah, and that's the new shtick here at Bay City Chronicle. Find Flo on the cover. So with that, we turn the page, and we are going to basically start, unless there's anything that you all want to do after coming back from inside Alex's subconscious, we will start it the next morning.
I'm okay with that.
Well, I mean, I honestly think Alex probably would have just passed out. So
Yeah, which is why I figured we'll start on the next morning.
Because he's already home anyway.
Well, yeah, that's
Exactly.
true. After just like sitting around and gathering his bearings and whatnot. Because I guess the interesting thing is going to be he's been gone for like what, a couple of weeks, and yet like
Couple of months.
yeah.
Does
It's been
anybody
a
even
couple
know
of
he's
months,
been gone?
and yet
And aside from, to answer your question, Tammy, aside from your crew, no one knows he even existed.
like
That's
still?
what. Yeah. Well, I mean,
No one knew he existed while he was gone.
Right, yeah. So the question is, what has Alex been doing for 2 months?
yeah.
That is entirely up to you when we get back to school.
Fair enough.
Well, I wonder if it's gonna be one of those situations where like he was perceived to be there and like he did all these things that they said he did, but he didn't remember it because he wasn't actually there. Like he had a fake life that was lived.
So the first question is, who is trying to convince Flo to go to school?
Alex doesn't even know who Flo is.
Gigi probably would, considering that like Flo's their age, he needs to be in school.
So does Gigi go and knock on the door of the nondescript house in the nondescript neighborhood?
Sure, she'll walk in there with her backpack in tow.
So as you walk in, like, you know when you see a sitcom and there's like the stereotypical like drunk father passed out on the couch on the chair with a beverage in hand and the TV's still going? You see that, but it's the goose.
Of course it is.
And you're not sure how, but the goose has a stained wife beater on.
Oh,
Kind of just looks like, actually, you know what he looks like? He looks like the goose version of Carl from Aqua Team Hunger Force.
oh, that's awful. You've ruined the goose forever for me. Ah. So yeah, Gigi's gonna walk in and try not to look at that.
Do you need to take a powerful blow?
No, please no. And in fact, I got marked as making a sacrifice for walking into the front door.
I'll allow it if you can convince Flo to go with you.
So she'll call out and she said, "Flo, time for school."
You don't get a response.
So she'll walk up the stairs to see if she can find Flo.
So is Flo in one of the bedrooms?
Flo's in his bedroom.
Which one's his?
The one with Flo in it?
Oh, that makes sense.
Probably the one where the door is shut.
Yeah.
Well, she'll walk up and check the rooms as she's kind of going around.
Well, she knows which one's Drake's room is.
Yeah, she does. So she'll check there first. And finding one on the door shut, she'll probably knock on it gently. Flo, I made a brown bag lunch. I thought we could go to school together.
The only thing you hear is Flo's alarm going off.
At least he's getting up.
Bam, 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 bam.
she'll put her ear against the door to hear if like Flo's actually getting up.
You hear Flo's alarm going off.
And now that it's been a couple minutes, the alarm has changed to the louder version. Honk, 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 honk.
So Gigi's a nice girl, and she knows better than to storm into a boy's room like unannounced. But she does have Chibicabra. So she's got to pull out Chibi, and Chibi's a small, very rubbery kind of chap. So he can easily get under the crack of the door, and she's going to say, Chibi, go and get Flo.
And instead of going under the crack, he squeezes through the keyhole.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's funnier that way.
It is.
What does the Chibicabra see when he gets in there?
Flo laying in bed with his arm draped off the side of the bed and like drool just coming out the corner of his mouth.
He runs over and hits like 4 buttons and finally.
With the alarm now being shut off, Flo goes to turn it off and smacks Chibi right in the head.
Sounds like it's going well. Flo, are you awake yet?
Flo grabs the alarm clock and throws it at the door.
Crash!
I'll take that as a yes.
Flo grabs the other alarm clock and throws it at the door.
Crash!
What does he
That
have?
being Chibi.
Oh.
And Chibi we get the slow panel of Chibi just like scraping and sliding down the door. And then just sort of, and then Paper Mario's out the door, so he just at the bottom of the door flat.
So Gianna will gently take it now. Did your best, Chibi.
And he blows himself back up doing the anime thing or the cartoon.
I know. He was asleep. But he seems like he might be awake now. Oh, he was really asleep.
Yeah, he just pantomimes all of that.
I'm imagining Super Mario RPG for no reason now.
I mean, as you should. We already did Paper Mario.
Hey.
Basically, yes.
So...
Like where Chibi's like changing into all of the different characters for no reason.
Yeah. He basically trains into a bed, then changes into a little version. He does the whole thing, and he pantomimes the whole thing.
Exactly.
Chibi, was Flo dressed at all in bed, or was he in his pajamas?
Cram.
Pajamas.
Oh, nice.
And Chibi goes on with the pajamas, like puts like manifest pajamas.
So we can't.
By the way, very important fact, they were Deadpool pajamas.
Of course.
I mean, yeah.
Of course.
Well, I don't want to break down his door. That'd be kind of rude.
And Chibi slips back underneath, climbs up the wall, and is trying to open the door from the inside. It's not going very well for him.
So Gianna will knock again. You say, Flo, are you sure you don't want to join me for school and for the lunch they made? I worked really hard on it.
Why did you bring this thing?
The lunch or Chibicabra?
Yes.
Well, I brought the lunch because I wanted your first day of school to be really nice.
Who said anything about school?
Well, you're our age, so it makes sense you would need to go to school. That way you
No,
can
I'm
learn
not your
stuff.
age.
I thought you were like 16.
Yes, in my time.
Well, how old are you now?
Not? I don't know. How far back in time did I go?
You never were very clear on that.
I'm like 3.
But if you go to school, that way you can be around us in case something happens. And you can learn about what's going on in this time period. It's so useful.
Why would I go to school for an entire day of history?
Well,
Chibi basically he makes a good point.
Yeah, it is a good point. Because there's also math and art class.
You're not really helping yourself.
Oh, sorry. Those are the things that I like.
Chibi starts pantomiming dodge. You can't see this. Flo, if your eyes are open, you can. Chibi starts pantomiming dodgeball.
Flo grabs a pillow and throws it at him.
Oh, that reminds me. There's gym too. That could be fun for you. Never for me. Never. But you could come and join us, I guess. I thought it'd be nice to spend more time together.
But that would assume that we'd have the same classes.
Well, no, but we might eat lunch together, and we can see each other around school, and you might even be in Alex's class, and that'll be wonderful.
Who's Alex?
He's the boy that we saved.
Oh,
You
that's
look
where
down
you
and-
guys were?
Yeah.
You look down, Chibi's in a Power Ranger outfit.
Out of character, remember, Flo was
Yeah.
a part of that.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah.
I love this.
No, he's the boy that we saved, the friend that my mom kind of took. But yeah, you could meet him and get to know him better. It'd be really useful. And I don't know. I thought you'd just like it.
So your argument for me going to school is history,
Yeah.
math,
Yeah.
and social interaction.
Yeah.
No.
Oh. Well. Okay. Are you really sure? Well, if you're sure, Flo, I won't force you. You have a nice day, okay?
You might see me around the school. I'm just not going to school.
Oh, well, I'll leave your lunch here, and if you do appear in school around lunchtime, maybe we could talk more.
You know, you could just skip school and then we could just hang out the whole day anyway.
Oh, you can't skip school. You're supposed to go.
I've been skipping school since I time traveled back here.
Well, yeah. But all the more reason why you should go. Oh, I'm gonna be late. Flo, I'm leaving your lunch here. And I hope to see you around. Have a good day.
Do me a favor.
Hmm.
Take a bucket up by the goose.
Hi. A bucket of what?
No, just a bucket in case he vomits.
Oh, oh, okay. Come on, Chibi.
You look, and Chibi has taken the pillow that Flo threw at him, has brought it back up to the bed, and is now curled up next to Flo, asleep.
I'm not gonna get Chibi back today, am I?
I don't want him.
Well, if you see me at school later, bring him to me, okay, Flo? Okay, thanks, bye. and she's gonna run downstairs. And she's gonna look around really quickly for a bucket, probably find a popcorn bowl, and like gingerly walk towards the goose and put it like on the arm of the sofa, and she's gonna scamper out.
Okay. We will shift over to
I
Alex.
can just see the comic panel of her like setting the bowl on the entire arm, and the next one is like this dust outline of mostly the poof, and like
Yes.
break marks that way.
Yes, I love it. All right, so, Alex, we'll go to you. Do you do anything special in the morning?
Alex, when the panel comes to him, he's kind of like sitting on his bed, just like that typical like stare, like sitting on the side of his bed, just like staring downwards a little bit as he's just like kind of getting himself the will to stand up, which he does finally. And he's dressed, but he's just like he looks around his room a bit, and he almost looks completely lost as he goes downstairs and starts to head downstairs with his backpack and stuff.
Your mother is in the kitchen, hand washing dishes, even though you have a dishwasher because she can.
Right. So he looks, kind of stops and sees her. He's like, "Hey, Ma."
Hey, Han, what's happening?
So he walks over to her and just hugs her tightly.
Oh, this is strange. What's up with this, hon? Everything okay?
Everything's okay now.
Out of character
Alright.
again. Does his mom really have to be Fran Drescher?
Apparently.
That's what you guys made her in the pilot episode.
Yeah.
She wasn't Fran Drescher,
Don't
she
say
was-
you guys. I was no part of that.
That's the voice that happened. We determined old poker lady, so we're going with Jewish mother-in-law.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
All right, honey. This is just a little strange. I'm a little concerned right now, but if you say okay, have a good day at school, sweetheart.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, Mr. Sheffield. You hear that on the TV as you walk out because there's a rerun of the nanny playing.
Because of course there is. So, oh shoot. I actually forgot what Alex's uncle's name was.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
I don't have my sheet out either.
It just says uncle. It doesn't say name.
Uncle Owen? No.
No, it wasn't that.
Can you name him Howard then?
Ted. It's Ted.
Ted, that's right, Uncle Ted.
Bottom of it has Ted. Because I have GM notes and I wrote it down.
Thank you.
Nice. Good
Yes,
man.
your side won't show it. Mine does.
So he's
Oh yeah, I forgot the Mechasaur.
Yeah, I remember the Mechasaur at least. So yeah, so he's going to as he leaves the house, he's going to like take his cell phone out. He's going to call Uncle Ted.
Did we ever give Uncle Ted a voice?
Now, I mean, we've talked to him before, but it wasn't anything special.
Yeah.
Just older blind guy.
Yeah.
Who?
Who knows the secret?
Right. Oh, hey, one other thing. I just realized this. Alex still has Insecure checked. Considering the clear actions to take foolhardy action without talking to your team, could that technically have been when he agreed to join Oubliette?
Yes, but is he feeling insecure, or is he feeling like, what is he feeling right now?
Right now, he's confused.
Okay, fair. Not a label you can mark, but yes, I think we can clear insecure.
Right now, he feel. I'll get into that later, actually. But
Yes.
so anyway, he calls Uncle Ted real quick as he's walking to school.
Takes a minute, and you hear, Alex?
Uncle Ted.
Hey, what's up, kiddo?
Hey. Oh, not much. Just good to hear your voice again.
Well, that's because you haven't called me in a little while. Everything's
Yeah.
still doing okay on the front?
That's... Yeah, have I called you at all in the last couple months?
No, I just said you didn't.
Well, yeah.
Well, I'm
you said a
shocked
little
you're
whi-
calling now.
You said a little while, so I was worried about... Because I've been kind of gone for 2 months or so.
I mean, yeah, I just figured you were off doing your thing.
No, if I understood Gianna correctly, which I'm not sure I did, I apparently was, erased from everybody's memory for the last 2 months or so, and almost died.
Alex,
Yeah.
think about what you just said
Uh-huh.
and how crazy that sounds.
Oh, trust me, it felt really crazy when they were telling me about it.
How could we forget you?
Giant, or, uh, like, extra dimensional being that erased me from everyone's memory and tried to eat me?
Alex, are you drunk?
No, I just had some breakfast, though.
Like, I can hear it in your voice. Do not lie to your uncle.
I'm not lying. I'm confused.
He can definitely tell there's something going on, and he's not sure whether you're like at this point, you can definitely tell. Like, he waits a minute and he goes, "Okay."
It's like the first time he's actually put words to any of this.
Yeah. Like, all I can say is that sounds crazy,
Yeah, it does.
and
It does.
if you need to come talk, I'll be home when you get out of school.
Yeah, right. School, yes. That's where I'm going right now, because that's where I would go right now, so... Thanks, Uncle Tad. I'll talk to you later. And if none of that made any sense, don't worry. I don't understand any of it either right now.
Yeah, that's a little strange. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, talk to you later, Uncle Ted.
Yeah. So you hang up, and the comic panel shifts over to you, who hangs up from you, dials another number, and just goes, and all you hear is his voice bubble say, "I'm going to need a favor." And we shift to school.
Yay!
Alex will actually get there first. Well, second, because Hunter's already there.
Oh, yeah.
A little excitable ball of energy that he is.
Actually, when Alex arrives, is Hunter, like, outside or something?
Oh, he immediately shoots over and gives you a big hug.
Oh, so does he. Like, he doesn't say anything at all. He just hugs this poor Hunter, like, tightly. It's just...
Okay, too much! Ow, 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 ow! He whispers, remember, no powers.
Right,
no powers.
right. Sorry, forgot. It's okay.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I forget how strong I am. Sorry about that.
Yeah, but you're alive.
Trust me, I'm not sure. It's been,
Oh, hold on. Are we sure you're alive? And he looks for a second and then pokes you in the cheek.
ow.
Pokes you in the other cheek.
Stop it!
I just had to make sure.
Okay, that's fine.
Pops you in the forehead because he can.
Well,
Well, I had to do that last one because if you were still a crazy, evil, whatever that was, you'd have attacked me.
oh god, don't tell me I attacked people.
Then I won't tell you attacked people.
Ugh. Has there been a me running around for 2.5 months?
No, just that first day.
Oh. That's weird.
Yeah, it was really weird. There was apparently... You did a couple of purse snatchings.
It just looks confused for a moment. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, if that's the worst of it.
I mean, that's what I know. It's at this point that Gianna shows up,
Okay.
pretty much as the bell is ringing.
Oh, nuts.
Mm. Is that
So-
the get the class bell now?
That's the bell before the get to class bell.
Oh, okay.
God
So
damn.
we're okay. So
That's to get to your lockers, Bell. Yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
But she's at least going to immediately run up and she's going to hug Alex again upon seeing him.
Just hugs her too. It's like, ugh.
I'm so happy you're back.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay. And then she's going to like put a stack of notebooks into your arms.
Ah,
Okay. So, well, no, she wasn't in your class. But so I did my best to get your makeup homework for when you got back. And, well, here it is. You can look it over. These are all the things you missed while you were gone.
how did
think-
you get any of this?
I kind of talked to Hunter a bit about it.
Actually, I will give you the name of who you got it from.
Oh, good.
Yes, because Hunter is in your class, not in Alex's.
That's right. Hunter is younger.
Yes. You got it from a shy kid named Hilbert.
Hilbert.
Yes, Hilbert.
I see now why that would have been funny.
And now my question from before we started makes sense to you, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. I got it from a friend of yours in class, sort of, Hilbert. He gave me some notes and such. Anyway, I got a copy of those all, and these are for you, so that way you can catch up.
And we just get the giant comic book panel of Alex holding way too many notebook stacks.
Well, at least Hilbert's always been thorough. I'll have to thank him for that.
Honestly, I'm kind of curious how people are going to react when you're back in school.
Apparently, just like my Uncle Ted acted. As in, I've been here the whole time. Or maybe not. Maybe I was gone for some. I don't even know.
Hopefully, it doesn't mean you have any papers due.
I probably have a lot of things.
We gotta go.
Yep.
I'll see you at lunch.
Bye. Yeah, lunch.
Come on, Hunter.
Yeah, you guys scamper off.
And so Alex just kind of like saunters to his locker, puts his book bag in, grabs whatever he needs, and just goes to his first class.
What is his first class, by the way?
History.
Okay. Did we determine who the history teacher was?
No, I do have a Mr. Thompson on my sheet, but
Mr. Thompson was science.
yeah. That's right.
Or something like that. I know it wasn't history.
You know what? It would have been science would have been it because
So, okay.
because that's when we had the whole thing with Chase Cassidy and the
Yes, it would have been the science class, yes. And for those of you, if you're going to go back and fact check us and tell us we're wrong, I don't care. It's science now. We know that Mrs. Kravopoulos is the art teacher.
that or yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Mhm.
That's fine.
So yeah, you go into class and it's business as usual. Nobody says anything. You notice that, no one says anything about you. You do notice that there are a couple of people missing, but that's nothing too crazy.
So Alex just slips in, takes his seat, and looks around, sees all this, and just kind of gives a bit of a sigh and waits for the teacher to kind of start things.
Yeah, it's a
As
pretty-
he's flipping through the notebooks that he has in the history class. Oh, gosh.
Mhm. Yeah. So first things first, the science lecture itself is pretty boring.
Mm-hmm.
The notes that you see, where do you start on the notes?
From the start, I guess.
Okay. So you don't have a chance to go through a lot of the notes in this
he's
first
just
class.
flipping through real quick.
Yeah, but you flip through it and they look like they're actually very particular, well taken notes.
Mm-hmm.
It's clear that when Gianna said she got them from Hilbert, she literally got them from Hilbert, as in he made an extra copy of things for you.
Oh, wow.
However, just to add, every I don't know, couple of days of notes or so, there's a little drawing that Gianna made of Alex and Sassy or one of her friends, just because she was making those when she missed you.
He sees these and he just kind of stops each time. It's like, in fact, at one point he's clearly like too enthralled in one of these like drawings to even be paying attention anymore.
That
Just
makes
for, like, a
sense.
few moments.
So, you make it through the first couple of classes. Not a big deal.
Oh, no. Once the first class ends, he wants to go talk to Mr. Thompson before the next class.
Okay, so go ahead.
So you go. Hey, Mr. Thompson. Real quick question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
And this is going to be a very strange question. Have I been here the last 2 months?
He sort of looks. I mean, you haven't been participating much, but you've been here.
Okay, just curious. Thank you. He kind of like steps out. He looks like he looks confused as he like gives him the thanks and kind of gives a wave and walks off.
Gives you a wave. Remember, your essay is due on Friday.
Yeah, which one was that again?
He looks at you. The one on the theoretical particle accelerator?
Oh yeah, sure. I had that half done at some point. Like Alex is like that won't actually take me too long.
Okay, so you make it through the day. Well, I mean, before we say make it through the day unscathed, what is Flo doing during this time?
He's walking around the campus.
Oh, God, just randomly walking around. just walking around randomly, not doing anything, messing.
Oh, I mean, he'll be messing with people.
Okay, fair enough. Anyone in particular, or just random Joe Schmo?
Just random people.
Okay. Please go ahead and describe how you're messing with at least one of these.
Well, one of the ones I'm messing with is Gianna.
Okay.
So, at some point during the morning, Gianna gets hit in the back of the head with a piece of paper.
So she look around as the paper's probably stuck to her hair. But is this in class or while she's like going between classes?
Oh, in class.
Okay. So she'll look behind her. Does she see anything?
No, Flo's not in the room.
Does she see anybody who looks like they might have thrown it instead?
Hunter does sit behind you.
So she'll kind of like look at Hunter carefully.
Who is currently, like, he is completely innocent in this, but he looks extremely guilty because he's sitting there taking notes, like vigorously taking notes, like you would do to try and throw somebody off.
So she's gonna go, And then she'll turn back around to pay attention in class.
You get another piece of paper thrown at you.
She'll try to reach behind and grab one of the pieces of paper just to see if maybe it was a note. So she opens it up.
It reads, "Are you ready to skip yet?"
Flo.
Excuse me, Mrs. Robinson.
Huh.
What are you talking? Who are you talking to?
Myself.
And why would you be talking to yourself instead of paying attention in my class?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Butters.
Well, that's your one warning. I don't want to hear it again.
Yes, sir.
So right
Meanwhile-
after that conversation,
He goes back to teaching Pythagorean theorem at that point.
There we
right
go.
after that conversation, Flo's laughing so hard at the fact that his name is Mr. Butters that he falls off the side of the building that he's hanging onto and into the shrubbery outside.
Hunter definitely notices that and just sort of staring out the window.
Gianna as well, though she has a rough idea that it at least flows around.
Then you hear Mrs. Robinson.
She's looking.
What is C?
Ah!
And out from the courtyard, all she hears Flo yell, "Yes, in Spanish!"
At this point, the entire room looks to where that came from, and they're trying to find, and no one can see where the heck it came from, and they're all looking around. Miss Robinson.
So during the distraction, while people are looking around, Gianna's looking at the board to see if she can quickly figure out this math.
Well, you have a triangle, and you have two values. You have a value of one on one of the legs that is 3, and another one that is 4.
Well, considering that,
5.
I went with the easy one.
so she's gonna look at the teacher as he calls her name again. Yeah, yes, sir.
I don't know how you managed to do that, but
Do what?
creating a distraction that sounds like a much older boy yelling yes in Spanish is not how this works here. I hope you are going to enjoy detention.
Mr. Butter, I didn't. It wasn't me.
Please do me a favor, Gianna.
Yes.
Take a powerful blow.
No. This could be bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sweet. I wrote it. Wait a second. Powerful blow. Right. Yeah. Not good.
All right, so choose one from the 7 to 9 list.
We can't do struggle past the pain because she's not going to pass out in class. Or is she?
Well, if you struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions, you don't necessarily have to pass out in class. You have to remove yourself from flee, pass out, etc., etc.
Right. So I can do one of multiple things.
You could. So, for those of you watching at home and don't have the list in front of you, the options are you lash out verbally, provoke a teammate to foolhardy action, or take advantage of your influence to inflict a condition. You give ground, your opposition gets an opportunity, or you struggle past the pain and mark 2 conditions. Because this is the first attention you've ever gotten.
Oh.
There's one thing I want you to do.
I have a bad thought, but I think she might do it out of... Yeah, she's going to do it. Well, she's going to lash out at a teammate, sort of.
I was hoping you would.
But she's going to lash out, I think, at Hunter.
I was hoping you would.
Because she's going to point behind her, and she's going to be saying, I was being thrown paper at from back there. She's going to point out at Hunter.
Who looks up with this look of shock on his face. What? Oh, you want to play that way too? Then you can join her in detention, Mr. Barlow. And the look of pure terror on Hunter's face is worse than that of what was on Gigi's face. How's Flo react to all this?
So Flo is like outside, like snickering, not audibly, but he's furiously scribbling something down on a piece of paper. And when the teacher finally is done and turns back around to the blackboard, Flo throws a piece of paper at him.
He looks. Is it flat or is it crumbled up?
It's crumbled up.
Mr. Barlow, do you really think that throwing paper at me is going to help your cause? He picks it up. What does it say?
It says, Señor Mantequillas, no es español.
I'm assuming that says
That
Mr.
translates,
Butters.
Mr. Butters, this isn't Spanish.
Mr. Barlow, do you think this is funny? And he's all like, he's hyperventilating and a little.
And Gianna's just frozen because she doesn't get in trouble like this.
Yeah. I should be sending you to the principal's office right now. Give me a reason why I don't.
No, he didn't throw that one.
From the courtyard, the teacher hears, do it!
You're not helping.
Flo, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to roll to provoke. Just want to point out, this is not how I... Okay, so on a 7 to 9, when you provoke someone, so trying to get them to do, they rise to the base. On a 7 to 9, they can instead to choose one of the following, or they can do it. They stumble, you take +1 forward against them. They err, you get a critical opportunity, or they overreact, gain influence over them. So first things first, Flo, gain influence over Mr. Butters. Second of all right, that's enough! Mr. Barlow, Miss Robinson, principal's office, now!
So Gianna's hurriedly gathering up her stuff. She's like trying to hold back tears as she doesn't even want to look at Hunter because she's so embarrassed as she.
Hunter isn't holding back the tears. He's actually crying. Flo, how does that make you feel?
As they leave the room, Flo shouts, Mr. Butters, I don't know why you did that. You let them slip from your fingers.
He gets so red-faced. He just looks, everyone, page 220 in your book, all the problems, I want to see all the work, and storms out after Hunter and Gianna.
Hunter and Gianna aren't in the hallway.
We aren't?
Where did you take them?
We walked out of the door.
I snuck them outside.
What?
Hold on. We gotta get back in there. Oh, Hunter,
Why did you blame me?
I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking. I got so scared and I'm sorry.
I thought we were friends.
We are. It's my fault. I shouldn't have said that. I'm so sorry.
Is guilty marked, Gianna?
Yes.
Okay, then you're fine.
Okay.
Are you ready to skip yet?
She's gonna turn around Flo and her like, oh, she is so mad. She kind of like stops her feet.
Wait. That was you?
It was his fault.
I'm surprised you didn't catch on, Gianna.
I did. I saw the note.
Then why'd you blame Hunter?
I didn't. I played back behind me.
Who sits behind you?
I know that. I know.
I was outside. Outside is not behind you.
But the notes kept coming from behind me.
Oh, yes, because I threw them in through the last window. You'd probably notice if you saw me throw them through the front window.
Flo, why did you do that?
Because I was bored. I wanted you to skip.
But now we're in trouble.
No, you're not.
Yes, we are. Mr. Butters told us to go to the principal's office. We aren't at the principal's office, and they're gonna know.
You'll be fine.
We won't be fine.
Yeah, you will. And Flo runs to Mr. Butters.
What?
Runs to Mr. Butters.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna let this play out. You find him in the teacher's lounge, fuming. Like, basically, it's just an expletive-laden tirade about those ungrateful little beep, 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 beep kids.
Now, sir, I don't think the students should be talked about that way. It'd be a shame if someone overheard you.
Are you visible, or are you just saying that?
Oh, I'm visible.
He looks... Well, first of all, it would be a shame if you were in a space where you weren't allowed to be. Who are you?
Oh, the name's Carl.
Carl.
Yes, Carl.
And why aren't you in class?
Because I'm new
Carl.
here. I don't know what my class is.
Oh. Well, why would you wander into the teacher's lounge instead of going to the office when you first walk in?
Because I heard you swearing.
You heard me swearing.
Yes, you were blatantly very, very loud.
So you think that gives you the right just to wander into the teacher's lounge, Carl?
As much of a right as you have to curse about your students to where everyone down the hall can hear it.
No one down the hall can hear it.
The voice recording that I got definitely heard it down the hall.
Voice recording.
He pulls out a little thing from his pocket and plays it, and it is Mr. Butters swearing.
Who brings a voice recorder with to high school?
You'd be surprised with all the gadgets I have on me.
Oh, you're one of those kids.
I don't know what you mean by those kids, but sure. I'm honored.
What do you want, Carl?
I don't want anything. I just heard you yelling, and I thought you should know that it is probably not in your best interest to yell like that about students, because if the wrong person hears you, it could be very, very bad for you.
Are you threatening me?
No, I'm not threatening you. But I just saw two students in the hallway crying that I assume was your fault because, well, you were also yelling about students.
It's not my fault that they can't handle getting a detention. And they were talking in class, being disruptive, and one of them threw a crumpled note at my head.
Are you so sure it was them?
Who else would it be?
Did you thoroughly investigate everything that happened there?
Well, one of them admitted that the When she was hit with the note, it came from behind her. The only one behind her is the other one.
Okay. So, how is the handwriting in the note?
Do you really expect me to analyze handwriting of a crumpled note?
Well, yeah. Doesn't everyone?
I'm a math teacher. You've been watching way too much CSI.
What's CSI? By the way, your answer is 5.
What do you mean my answer is 5?
He turns around, and all he says is, adios.
It takes him a minute, and you hear, "Oh, you son of a!" And he starts running out. I'm assuming Flo is no longer there.
No, Flo's long gone. But he goes and hands a specific voice recording device to Gianna.
Flo, what did you do?
Just take that to the principal's office with you.
Is that going to get us in trouble?
I think so.
No, it's the teacher cursing you out. I think it's going to get him in trouble. Deflection is a great tool.
I see.
Hunter looks smart and goes, and so is Ricochet. And then he was trying to make a bad move.
That's a good one. Yes.
Let's smash cut to the principal's office. So, who would like to introduce the principal?
Not it.
So,
What is the principal's name, y'all?
Mr. Richardson.
Oh, you weren't here when we made the joke earlier?
No, I wasn't, remember?
No, we made the joke that it was Principal Skinner.
Oh.
Did no one else besides me hear Krim say that?
No.
I heard him say it, but I didn't know you'd go with it.
Why would I not go with a Simpsons joke?
Fair.
Because it's the Simpsons ripoff, but okay, whatever.
You have so many ripoffs in this game already.
We absolutely do. Why not go with it?
Power Ranger.
I don't go around calling myself Tommy.
Yeah.
Deadpool.
Hey, my name's Flo. I just wear Deadpool pajamas.
I love the sassiness with Float to the GM. So yes, this is like we can go with Principal Richard Skinner.
That works.
It does. So he's sitting there, and he is a older, domineering-looking gentleman. The fact that I'm seeing you two in here, what happened?
Gianna's gotta just hold up the device.
You do realize that those aren't allowed on school property, so why do you have a recording device?
I don't, she's gonna press the button.
Kids.
Yosemite Sam version of this.
Yeah. And then the only thing that's legible is the word kids.
Right.
Everything's just blacked out.
Oh,
I think that's Mr. Butters.
I know that's Mr. Butters. How about this? Go ahead. Lunch is going to be next anyway. Head to the cafeteria, wait there, have an early lunch. I'm going to go take care of that.
She just kind of nods.
It's the old, okay, you weren't supposed to have that, but, you know...
Yeah, exactly.
This is kind of important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll overlook that this time.
Mhm. Also, congratulations for giving me a new supervillain.
Oh,
Like,
God.
I'm so...
I got it. He gets fired here and becomes some horrible, like, gadget guy.
Oh, that'd be so perfect.
Oh,
Yep.
yes.
No. He becomes a math-based villain.
Oh, I love it.
And every time you're going to accuse him, and it's never going to be him, so you can't believe it's not Butters.
Yes.
Captain Chaos!
That was a marginal pun there at best, Teach.
I churn out what you give me. Anyone else?
We go back to the We go to the cafeteria, or at least Gianna does. She.
Yeah, Hunter will as well. So let's fast forward to lunch.
So,
Because the way this is looking, this is going to be Elephant's Memory Part 1.
oh yeah. So Alex kind of comes walking in, and he's been a very, he's been present all day, but he's really just not been. It's like everything else is. If we go to comic panels, it's like everything else is moving around him at like 1.5 speed, as he's just kind of like, walking through the hallways and things like that. You know what I'm throwing?
I know exactly what you're throwing down.
Yeah, okay. So, he's just been kind of, in a daze for most of the school time and whatnot. And he gets to lunch and he sits down, with Gianna and Hunter.
Okay.
He just kind of looks at them and he looks like he's about to say something and looks at the two of them and is like, what happened to you two?
By the way, at this point, Gianna's giving Hunter her extra pudding. She's too embarrassed to look at him.
I was thinking Flo portals in and grabs the pudding. Just a portals the hand and grabs the pudding. It'd be a Flo thing to do.
I'm going to have to get used to that.
It's up to Krim if that's what Flo does. I'm just saying.
Okay.
What's the talk?
Flo leaves the pudding be. And actually, I was pushing my headphone cord was just in her microphone button, so it won't push down.
Gotcha.
The Kia.
So he looks at the two of them and he immediately senses something's wrong. He's like, so what's wrong, you two?
We got in trouble.
I think we just got Mr. Butters fired.
No, you did nothing of the sort.
Huh?
I got him fired.
Oh, Flo's been around all day.
Oh.
Is Flo carrying a tray of school lunch as he says this?
Flo's lunch is just 4 cartons of milk.
So he didn't take the brown bag that Gianna left him? Oh.
No, he totally took that. He just ate it while he was outside waiting.
Oh, right.
So, Alex points. So, Flo, right?
Someone else, right?
Yeah, Alex. Hi.
This is Alex, Flo.
Nice to meet you. Gianna told me a lot about you.
Gianna's told me very little about you.
Oh.
Except that you used to exist, but you didn't anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. I'm not sure I really get it myself.
I mean, I'm all about the weird. I'm not even from here.
Yeah, so I've heard. Me and Charlie had a very interesting conversation after you guys left.
Oh? What about?
About the fact that he's Chase Cassidy, only younger. As in from 1996.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of interesting. By the way, has anyone seen Chase ever since I owe that man a punch in the face?
I don't know if he's really around much right now.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
All right, another guy who likes to punch people in the face. I like him.
Oh, we're gonna get along well if that's your criteria for friends, bro.
I wouldn't really call anything a friend, but
that's fine.
Hey, a partner in punching, I'm all for.
Okay, then we'll go with that then. I almost did punch Chase in the face the first time I saw him. Kind of wishing I would have just done it.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I should go back to Mr. Butters and order some sort of truce. So if he does become a bad guy because he's so angry about getting fired, I can be his partner in crime.
Ow!
That took me a minute.
Oh, Angelos, that hurt.
Yeah.
But then at least you'll know me, so you can factor out all the innocent people.
Right.
Factor. Right.
So he looks at you guys like, so the odd this thing is, everybody seems to remember me being around the last 2 months or so.
I was wondering about that.
And just not really participating or saying much. Everyone just kind of remembers I was here.
If it's any solace, I don't remember you.
Oh, good, thanks.
But you never met him. Fair. I guess it's not wrong. I just wonder how you did on your tests when you weren't here. Like,
I have no idea, honestly. I'm still in the classes, and no one said anything, so apparently I did well enough.
that's good though. That means you don't have to worry about making that stuff up.
Yes. Problem is I don't know what I did, so...
I'm sure it won't be that important.
Did you have Mr. Butters? Because chances are you didn't really do anything in that class. He wasn't teaching anything.
No, he's I'm grade 2 grades higher than that. That would be more Gianna and Hunter's.
He tends to mostly teach the freshmen, yeah.
Yeah.
He tends to be a jerk.
Yes, he does, actually.
That's okay. He got a taste of his own medicine.
Oh, no, did he?
I do hope he's okay in the end.
I don't.
Kind of bad.
I don't like the guy. He's a jerk.
He is a jerk, Gianna.
I am definitely the one at the last day I had him, like 2 years ago. I left a butter knife on his desk.
That was you?
Yeah.
Hunter goes, oh, that wasn't even the best one. Like, I don't know who did it, but there was rumor that, a couple years, even before Alex got here, that somebody on their last day coated his entire desk in Country Crock.
Yeah. That's one of those things that we've heard. I've never been able to verify, but every time it's sort of brought up, even in passing, he just gets angry, stops talking, and walks off. So I have to assume there's some truth to that.
I guess so. Maybe just being spread around.
I approve.
Did Hunter's just like, did Gianna just?
Yes, she did.
Not on purpose.
I'm proud of you.
Yep. Alex reaches over and pats the poof. I know Gianna's grown up since I've been gone 2 months, apparently.
As you pat the poof, from basically from out of Flo's shirt pops a little chupacabra head.
Oh, there you are.
I thought I left you at the house.
You brought him. Thank you, Flo.
Not on purpose. I was hoping he was going to take care of the goose.
So Alex,
we get a flash over to the goose, who is just still in the chair. We see the head in the bucket.
So
awful.
So Alex actually just reaches over, grabs Chimicabra, just holds him, gives him a hug, kind of thing.
Oh,
He looks down, and what does Alex get? School lunch, or does he bring his own?
I think the day would have got school lunch simply because he's wasn't even thinking about it.
Okay, he grabs one of the French fries from the tray.
That's fine. Alex doesn't care. He just gives him a hug because he's like, gosh, I missed all you guys.
I missed you too.
I think.
It's so
I don't
good to
actually.
have that.
I feel like I missed you. It's very strange, and he sets just sets Jimmy down on the table next to his fries, and clearly he's just like, go ahead.
Easy on the salt.
It's not sugar, at least.
No, it's not.
He takes another one, walks over, dips it in ketchup.
There you go.
There you go. Good job.
Oh, Alex, I didn't really get a chance to explain it. We found out something kind of interesting about Jimmy.
Oh?
You remember my mom, kind of, the reason that you were away in the first place?
Yes.
Well, it turns out she was kind of watching us through Chibi's eyes.
Oh.
But I don't think that's a problem right now. But
Okay.
yeah, Chibi comes from that entire dreaming place, so it's all
Yeah.
kind of connected.
Gigi's mom's actually creepier than me.
So I've heard.
She really is. I really hope that's all over with now too. I don't
Is
really wanna
anything
have anything to
ever
do with
over with?
I hope so.
Oh.
Right now, though, we just have to worry about getting you back into school and getting things back normal. Like, everything that was bad is fixed now. Everybody remembers you. All the bad guys are gone. There's a demonic hole ripped above Stormbreaker Industries. I just remembered that I did that.
Hold on. What?
I just remembered the hole that I made above Stormbreaker Industries.
That's not like patched up or something. You didn't like
Oh, it's-
close.
It's patched up, but everyone knows you did it.
Yeah.
Right.
By the way, I'm still here too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so is Charlie. He's still here too. Actually, let me borrow one of his suits if he wanted. If you want to use it. It's all red too. I don't know if that was supposed to be a joke or what.
Probably.
Well, he said he had bought it literally in the hopes that he would meet himself and get to flaunt the red color in his face, and then apparently he didn't really need it anymore.
That's weird.
I told him I already had a red suit because, I figured I'd actually have one, but...
Oh, did you find out if you could still do that or not? Was that affected by your time away?
I haven't even... He kind of absentmindedly reaches down and pulls his morpher out. He's like, I didn't even try to use this thing. I didn't forget I even grabbed it this morning. It's kind of like habit, I really haven't felt...
Well, don't worry about it too much. You just got back. So you probably shouldn't even be worrying about having to do any of that kind of stuff for at least a couple of days, I hope, if not more.
Oh, Chemi, I would like to thank you because you gave me a perfect opening.
You cut off to each
You cut out
Oh,
the important part.
Yes. Thank you for giving me a lovely little segue for a... Although not one you would think.
Okay.
Okay.
I switched to push to talk because apparently I kept cutting off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so thank you for allowing me to segue into a lovely little custom move.
Ooh.
OPT, you will probably have seen this one before. So the conversation continues on for a little bit. It's mostly the talking about, but you start to listen and hear the cafeteria around you. So I'm going to need everybody to roll plus mundane.
I guess this is a good time to ask. Did I get a clear angry for hurting Hunter back there by
Yeah, I would say yes.
Welcome back, Alex. Yeah.
with the good rolls?
Well, he's mundane's high.
Yeah.
Nope, Flo would have hit that if he didn't have a -2 in his mundane, but Flo's anything except mundane.
That is true. Okay. So this actually works out rather well. When you put an ear out for school gossip, roll plus mundane. On a hit, the GM will share the juiciest rumor bouncing around the school, or the most relevant rumor regarding a person or topic of your choice. On a 10+, you may ask a follow-up question. On a miss, the rumors you hear are about you, and they aren't good. The GM will shift your labels appropriately. So, we have 2 hits and a miss here. So you're all hearing different conversations, or for the most part, different conversations. Gianna and Alex will hear sort of the same rumor. And Flo, while the rumor isn't directly about you, we'll start with you. There is rumor starting to spin around of some new kid named Carl who, quote, is a raging jerk, but also managed to get that bleep hole Butters fired because somebody overheard you in the teacher's room.
Oh yeah, I started that one.
Carl, huh?
I mean, if you wanted to start that, that's fine. But I'm going to go ahead and with that, I get to shift your labels. Superior up, savior down. As for the rumor, the juiciest rumor that Gianna and Alex pick up, you hear a rumor that this is this like that the reason that Marty and Biff, your favorite tormentors, Gianna, haven't been seen in school today or the past couple of times at school is that they're in the hospital somewhere after being attacked by something, and no one knows what or how.
Oh no.
The other rumor, the other part of that you hear before OPT gets to ask the question is people are also like, yeah, it's interesting though, because after Gianna was seen ripping a hole in the sky, they changed from picking on her to picking on some nerd named Hilbert.
Oh.
Oh no, God, that one wasn't me, by the way.
OPT, you got a follow-up question.
Guess that wasn't the rumors he'd be listening for. Alright, so...
No, but that's the juiciest rumor bouncing around the school right now.
Right. So the follow-up has to be, like, related to that, then, I'm assuming.
Yes, but here's the custom move for all of you to see it.
Right. So they said by something, so no one's gonna really know what it is. The rumor already say when this happened, or no? You know what? Where did this happen? That's what I want to know.
So as far as what you understand and what you've heard, you don't necessarily, like, the rumors don't necessarily know where it happened, but between you and Gianna, the two of you know well enough that Marty and Biff very much, once they're not picking on poor innocent nerds, do like to hang out at the only active arcade, the same one that Chase Cassidy picked you guys up at to go back to the news station. They do know that that is a favorite haunt and that they tend to walk home from there, and they usually take a shortcut through a park. The same park where you guys blew up a statue.
Yes. All right.
Because I like to remind people of that.
Right. No, that was
GG.
That was a great. So, Alex, in the meantime, is just gonna kind of like this before lunch is even finished. Like he's just kind of, well, Chibi's finished off his lunch, but he looks at you. Everybody's like, I'm gonna go. I'll catch you guys after school.
Oh.
So
Okay. Have a good day.
yeah, so he's gonna get up and go to the lunch monitor, and he's basically gonna tell him that he's like not feeling too well and needs to go see the school counselor.
Are you going to make me break out the hop skip move again?
Yes.
Okay.
The real reason he wanted to play Alex again.
It isn't, but like it just makes too much sense right now. I forgot her name too.
Well, thankfully, I have it written in the move.
Good.
So, you walk in and knock on the door to Dr. Thatcher.
That's right. So yeah, he just after obviously going to like the office and notifying them to notify his teachers that he's going to be in the counselor's room for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, she takes care of that. So I'm assuming while she's on the phone taking with that, you are interacting with Bun Bun.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So if you choose to interact with Hopskip, describe your interaction in clearer condition.
I don't have any conditions to clear, which is fine. So he's just, like, gently rubbing the neck, behind the ear, like, scritching and whatnot, and just having a good old pet session.
You get the thumper rabbit foot.
Oh, yeah. He's doing, like, everything anything he's reacting to pleasantly with, he's doing that for.
So it takes a couple minutes. She goes, all right, please sit down. And we'll go ahead and I'll just read off the move and we'll go from there. So, when you visit Dr. Thatcher and her emotional support rabbit Hopskip, first, if you choose to interact with Hopskip, describe your interaction in clear condition. Second, roll plus mundane. All right. On a 7 to 9, choose one of the following. You spend the session reflecting on who you are and who you want to be. Shift one label up and one label down. You talk through your current stressors and get an insight to your problems. Ask the GM one question and take +1 forward when acting on the answers. Or you confront something difficult and work through it with the good doctor, clearer condition.
So it's going to be the shift the label one.
Okay, you spend the session reflecting on who you are and who you want to be.
More specifically, who I am, but yes.
Okay.
Because this is how he sits down and...
No, we'll go ahead and roll RP a little bit.
No, because there's a specific reason he's here, because this is going to be a thing. So he sits down and he just looks serious. Before he starts, like, I forget, is it doctor or...
Yes, it is Dr. Thatcher.
Thatcher. Doctor, just want to double check. Is everything I tell you in here confidential?
That is how this works.
Okay, good. So this isn't something...
To make a point, she goes over and shuts the door.
Right. That's good, because there's something I don't normally tell a lot to people, but I feel like I need somebody to talk to.
That's what I'm here for.
Okay. Have you seen me around the last 2.5 months?
I mean, I'm mostly in here a lot of the time, so aside from the last time you were in here, I haven't really seen you, but I also haven't been actively looking, if that makes sense.
No, it does, because I feel like everybody thinks I've been here. They remember me being here. I wasn't here.
How could you not have been here?
Okay, this is going to sound extreme and strange, but I think I should start from the beginning. So first things first, do you remember a superhero by the name of Red Dragon?
She smiles.
So yes?
How many times has he confronted the currently still missing Chase Cassidy?
Oh, he's still missing? Okay. So he pulls out his morpher. It's like, so that's me?
If she is shocked, she doesn't show it.
Right. Which, by the way, I've just revealed to somebody by him.
Yep. When you reveal your secret identity to someone who didn't know it already, mark potential.
Right. I'm going with she didn't know it, but whatever, And she's like, so...
I'm going with she suspected after the first session, but couldn't confirm anything.
Fair enough. So he puts his morpher away. It's just like, we've been fighting a lot of things lately, and one of them apparently decided to, I don't even know how to describe it exactly, but apparently was eating my memories and erased everyone's memory of me for like the last 2.5 months. And then I suddenly was saved by my friends, and now everyone remembers not only me, but remembers me being around, despite the fact that I wasn't.
That's not something I've ever heard,
Trust me, it wasn't something I've ever dealt with.
but as far as I can say, if people assume you were here, and I know this is going to sound a little harsh when I say it,
Right.
it's probably best to let them assume that.
Oh, no, I'm not going to tell them otherwise, but none of that's the issue, the reason I'm here. I mean, it sort of is, but the problem I've got is I'm back now. My friends saved me, and yet everything feels like nothing matters.
Well, if what you tell me is true, this is your first day back, so it's going to take a while after being gone for so long for everything to feel real again. And as for finding things that matter, what matters is the fact that you had friends who were willing to risk everything to save you.
Yeah,
That's what matters.
it does. It absolutely does. And I can't even begin to think of how grateful I am for that. At the same time, I'm sitting here wondering why they would put themselves in such risk for me.
Well, that would be a question you would have to ask them. But my assumption would be because they're your friends.
Right. Everything just feels so strange right now. It's like I can't even really put words to it. It's why I wanted to come to talk to somebody who's not like in our circle.
Well, that is what I am here for.
So, at this point, I figure there's going to be like a smash or not a comic panel of an implication of this session goes on for a while.
Yeah, basically.
And yeah, because and that's the kind of session it is. It's like I don't even know who I am anymore right now.
All right, so the question I asked you is... Oh, and actually there's one more question that she wants to ask before we
That's
cut
right.
that.
Yeah.
She looks at you and goes, well, let me ask you this. You choose to live with two faces. Is that something you still wish to do?
I think so, but I don't know. Some part of me thinks to myself that hiding who I've been is the reason I'm getting into. Is part of the reason I've had all these problems. I feel like maybe if I wasn't hiding it, maybe I wouldn't have those kind of problems.
That is something you need to figure out. Because there are certain times where proverbs make sense and certain times where they don't. And I'm not going to tell you how to interpret this, but there is an ancient Chinese proverb or a great Chinese proverb, whichever you prefer. A man cannot live by two names. So you say you don't know who you are. Before you can figure out who you are, you need to figure out who you want to be.
That's a good scene to enter unless you wanted to go further.
No, that's pretty much where I want to end that
Good, yeah.
that quote. Okay, so we'll get to the end of the school day because that's basically how long that session lasted.
Oh yeah, yeah. As I said, he was good. He planned to be gone for the rest of the day.
The rest of the day goes by without incident, except for the fact of the big rumor is Mr. Butters got fired, and there's apparently some new student named Carl. Nobody has figured out. Nobody knows his last name, but there was a giant argument about his name, so everyone's been calling him Carl with a K. And because of the way rumors work, everyone assumes his last name is with a K.
Both are incorrect statements.
Did I pronounce it wrong? But yeah, that's the conversation. So the big rumor is some new kid got Mr. Butters fired, and then as the day goes on, people hear more about the Marty and Biff being hospitalized and all that. So those are the two big things that are sort of like taking over the school rumor mill throughout the rest of the day.
So
That's really weird to hear about Marty and Biff.
yeah. So Alex does meet you guys out front, and whenever you're at some point, it just kind of saunters out.
Yeah, Jenna will probably go out eventually. Yeah, she'll be out there normal time.
Flo walks out of the school, somehow now having a backpack on.
What's it look like?
It's just a regular black JanSport backpack. Walks up. So, you guys hear about that new kid Carl? Totally got the teacher fired.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I'll have to meet him. Sounds like a cool guy.
At least I know it's Carl with the C.
Really? I heard it was with a K.
That's what everybody else says, but I assume they're wrong.
I heard he's a jerk, too.
No.
You got Mr. Butters fired. That's great.
I mean, he might be a jerk, but he did get Mr. Butters fired.
Yeah, that's true.
I've never met the guy.
Yeah. Had you would have wanted to get him fired, let me tell you.
Angelo? Do we give you a different name here, Flo?
You can call me by my real name. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, Angelo, this is sweet. Okay, where'd you get that backpack?
Oh, this? I don't know. Just saw it laying in the hallway, so I decided to take it.
We smash cut back to the hallway of some freshman running around in a panic. Where's my backpack?
You can't just take things.
All the books are just stacked right where the backpack was neatly. Like, there's literally nothing left in the backpack. It's just the backpack. I was going to return it. I had to look like a student. I mean, I do go here after all, right?
Does that mean you'll be going to school with us then?
On second thought, and he walks back to to the student. Here, I think this is yours. I found it.
And the kid just sort of looks at you with this weird look, like, who are you?
I'm a new kid, but I'm definitely not Carl.
I mean, but if you were, that'd be kind of cool, because I heard he got Mr. Butters fired.
Who names their teacher Mr. Butters? And he just walks away.
That's a good question. What kind of name is Mr. Butters? Oh, so
we should give that man a toast.
Yeah.
There we go. Everyone's got their Butters puns in now.
We do. Too many.
We just had to put a pad on the
Yes.
pun limit tonight.
They had to stick it to him after all.
That's just what I was going to make. So you all meet out there, and is there anything you would like to do after school?
So Alex just kind of like looks at everybody else and just kind of like sits down one of those like picnic table kind of things, and it's just like, gosh, it feels just so weird
To be back here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It's like we never really left.
Well, I mean, for you guys, it maybe, but for me, what I mean is that everything feels strange. It's like I have the only real memories I have are sitting at my computer and then making a deal with Oubliette.
Why did you do that, by the way?
It felt right. I don't know. I think I was already under an influence of some kind. But she played to kind of the biggest thing I've ever wanted to do.
What was that?
Save everybody.
Aw. We don't need to save everybody. You can't.
Well, that's the thing. She promised me the ability to be able to, and honestly, I feel like if I could find somebody that would actually help me do that, I might still say yes.
Don't say that. You went through all this trouble because of that choice.
Yeah, I know. But
Alex, you don't have to prove anything to us.
it's not proving anything. But I thank you guys so much for helping me. Saving me, I should say. By the way, I saw the news footage. Gianna, what in the world did you do? No, you know what? What in two worlds did you do?
I just really wanted you back.
I appreciate that. Did you need to rip a hole in space-time?
Well, technically it was ripping a hole to the place where you probably were,
Okay.
so it made sense at the time.
I know, you see, and saying yes to Oubliette to me made sense at the time, too. So there you go. But, holy crap, you're way more stronger than I was remembering you being. Granted, it's been 2.5 months, but you've really stepped into your own abilities.
Thank you. It kind of made a difference meeting my mom and
He's trying
having
to
to
comfort
do
and
different
support
things.
her at this point.
All right, roll.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Ooh. Did you have the bonus for being like no?
Oh, wait,
Having
no,
influence?
wait, I have influence over her, so yeah, it's actually a
Yeah.
7.
Yay!
I forgot.
On a hit, they hear you. They mark potential, clear condition, or shift labels if they open up to you.
Which she definitely is. But yeah, I mean, seeing my mom like that and hearing about all the things she did, it made me realize that I have a lot more potential than I ever thought possible. And I was kind of more afraid of it than I was embracing it.
I mean,
So,
that's understandable. I mean, you literally ripped open a hole to another dimension. I would be scared of myself too.
oh no, that's when I felt better about it.
Right. No, I get that. That's what I meant is the fact that you have that power is great and understandably scary at first, but you overcame that. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So-
the only thing is I wish I was there. I wish I'd been there to support you when it happened.
So after that lovely little heartfelt line, you all hear a commotion coming from the teacher's parking lot.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Oh,
Wait,
I wonder.
is there a lot of swearing?
I wonder if that kid Carl did something again. We should go check it out.
Right.
You just get the look from Hunter being like, yeah, sure.
All right, totally not Carl. Let's go.
Let's see.
It's pronounced Wit Hakai.
So we all, well, I'm assuming everyone goes with Flo over to the parking lot, and they see Mr. Butter's car.
Oh, no.
It is filled with sticks of Country Crock butter, and right in front of it is a huge sign that says "No parking."
And that's where we're going to end the comic.
With like, so that scene and like everyone, like it's just standing at the edge of the parking lot. Alex just kind of like kind of this hand in his head, but kind of a smile too, like oh my gosh, but yes.
So, thank you all very much for watching. On behalf of Chameleon Ice, Crimson Avix, Hanto PT Lawyer, I am TGE, reminding everybody to, of course, as always, keep hailing.